Yes, it is episode 61 of the Metal Roundtable. I am Metal Rob, and with me as always, I did it again.
Again and again and again.
There you go. And with me as always is the great
Carcass John.
Here, put your ear over there near the edge of the screen. Other way. Hey, how are you, brother? Haven't seen you in a few days.
Yeah, we've been so busy, man. This whole virus thing is like, who has time to clean out their closet? Who has time to clean out their garage?
I did.
I've been trying, but it's just not working for me.
You work too hard. Is your
tons and tons of hours.
Yeah, they got you burning the candle at both ends, baby.
That's right. But it helps my hair grow, I guess. I'm out in the sun a lot, so.
You do have amazing hair for a 60-year-old man. I'm not going to lie to you.
Nobody's supposed to know that I'm that old.
Oh, I think we busted that out a long time ago.
I guess yeah. In fact, this is the episode. I will be this episode in age in September sometime. And we have a very special announcement about my birthday.
Oh, that's right. That's right. All right,
we'll just leave it a secret for now because we don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, I'm juggling a couple of things off camera. I apologize. I've moved my setup and I want to make sure nothing falls. But episode 61, our topic today, I'm not rushing into it yet. We are going to do shout outs. But our topic for today, if you want to prepare your questions, what's up, Isaiah? If you want to prepare, don't make Carcass carry the show again. Is that because he can't?
Oh, ouch!
I mean,
of course he can.
Obviously, I'm the talent here.
So. I have the gift of gab. I'll just talk about your killer shirt.
I'm gonna get to that, and then I'm gonna read yours, which is easy today. But the topic of today's show on episode 61 is concert tours that we wish we had seen. So prepare your questions, prepare the concert tours you wish you had seen. We want to see you in the comments. We will engage you because we love you, the metal masses. Yes. So your shirt says Massgrave. That was
of course.
I like it.
And this is controversial because they may be the best band ever to come out of Canada.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. A death metal grind crush band. There. How about that?
Okay. Well, I'll start the shout outs if that's okay with you. I'm going to shout out these guys right here, Rot and my buddy Wade from the band. So what's up, Robin? So years and years, I'm talking 25-ish years ago, I was in a band out in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I don't even know if Wade knows this or not, but I was in a band with a guy named John Creedy, and he had a friend up in Casper, Wyoming that was in this band called Rot. I'd completely lost touch with all of that and most of the guys in that band, in my band, but John hit me up the other day, a couple of months ago, and said, hey, man, I want to send you some CDs. Which is why you have a Rot CD and I have a Rot CD. What's up, Spicoli? Joining us. Thank you, sir. So then I gave Spicoli a Rot CD, and thank you, Mel. We are completely aware of that, but don't blow up John's ego. So anyway, he told me that he was going to send me a shirt. Here it is. And this came in the mail. They're brand new.
What?
Brand new splatter vinyl, baby. You want to see it?
I hope there's more than one of those at your house or you're going to get rolled in the parking lot.
There's a red colored one, and I am happy to share.
Oh, my.
So
that is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, dude. So anyway, I've been playing them on the Metal Rob show on Deep Dallas Radio every Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. And
shameless plug. Nice going.
But anyway, thank you so much, Wade, for sending out the CDs, the vinyl, the shirts. This is the most generous, one of the most generous things, if not the most generous thing I've ever received from a band. And he just wanted to send it out for nothing. He just said, "Here you go, pass them out," and here we are. So I'll give you my red copy. and
Awesome.
Casper, Wyoming. The band is called Rot. On Body Bag Records. This is the brand new 2020 release for fans of clean vocal. What I mean by that is understandable thrash. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I like them. They're
top
a
notch.
little.
The quality of the record pressing is top notch. The shirt,
Yeah.
everything, top
No,
notch.
it's great. I listened to the CD that you'd given me this week while I was cleaning the kitchen, and it sounded killer. I liked it. It was not super speedy thrash, but it was kind of a, I actually started a mini circle pit in the kitchen with a dish towel in one hand, and yeah, it was kind of fun. I liked it.
Awesome.
I can't wait to hear it on vinyl. I really cranked that sucker up.
My last very quick thing is I did a little unboxing video. You can see it on our YouTube channel of my I unboxed my first Metalhead box. We talked about that.
Yeah.
And my first one came in the mail from Canada. I'm stoked to have gotten that. But one of the coolest things, there was a T-shirt and CDs, and you saw my Aboth pin and that kind of stuff. I showed it to you already. But here's something pretty cool. An autographed Jason Bittner 5x7. How about that?
Wow, that is cool.
I know, man. The metalheadbox.com. Check it out.
Man,
They
I'm
don't
gonna have to.
sponsor us. This is just I dig it. They're doing killer stuff, and they send you neat stuff like this. I got a Sadist T-shirt. 3
What?
CDs. Yeah, and I got a copy of.
Let's see it, because it might be my design. They've been telling me that they're gonna print my design for years.
I should have worn it. I'll wear it next week.
And some guy in Europe said, "Yeah, do we have your permission to print it?" I said, "Yeah, just make sure you send me one. That's all I ask."
Yeah, and so I got the shirt, some CDs, and some different stuff like that. But also I got a sealed copy. I'm sure you already have this of the Rigor Mortis DVD, the Rigor Mortis documentary.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so I had it, but I have a sealed one, so maybe we'll give that away on the show someday. But anyway, yeah, what's on your mind for shout outs, brother?
Man, I basically got nothing. I mean, or the Mass Grave. We have this, all of a sudden we have this Canadian connection with your Metalhead box from Canada. And these guys are Canadian. And I remember the last time I saw them, they were headed South by Southwest, which I guess is no more. One of the biggest modern music, metal, and mayhem events ever. And they drove from British Columbia straight through, played at a taco stand in East Dallas, and absolutely destroyed. And I think they were with Steel Bearing Hand, our buddies from them. And I bought every shirt that they had and every piece of vinyl that they had, because they're just so awesome, and they're nice guys, and they're crushing, man. You should check them out. Mass Grave from Canada. Anyway,
Mass Grave, I will check that out.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, awesome. So I need to be listening for something, so excuse me while I open the door here.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
There we go. No, I just needed to open the door because I need to be listening. So that brings us to the topic I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Concert tours that we wish we had seen. You want to start it out, or do you want me to?
Well, I mean, I can start out. I guess I was trying to understand the premise of the whole thing. And I know that there's kind of two ways you could take this. I mean, I wish I had been old enough to see Hendrix, or maybe the Doors. So those are tours I wish I had seen. But I know that as human beings, there's only so much time and so much money and so many things we can do all at the same time. And so I started more thinking to the concerts. I either just went, that's, I'm busy, or I got whatever. And then I hear the aftermath of it all, and I think, I should have gone. Like, for example, like that Judas Priest at the Bomb Factory in Dallas. I should have gone because I love that new record, and I know they were touring on that thing, and I just thought, man, that barn is too small for that thing. I don't want to be body to body and crushed up into that little, and so I talked myself out of it, and I just should have gone.
I did the same thing because I heard there was going to be overcrowding and stuff like that, and I just wasn't into it. And I'm like you. I wish I hadn't gone. I wish that I had gone to see that, because it is I don't know, it's bigger than a large club. It was a nice sized venue, but it's a flat floor, and being average height is not good for me.
It's about a 5,000 cap room, and I mean, we had just seen them at the Allen Center where that holds 12,000. So
right.
Anyway.
Well, where I was going with this, and we could take it any way you want. I mean, it can be you weren't old enough, you missed it, you didn't have the money, you were out of town. It doesn't really matter. But where I took it was from a past perspective. And most of the problem that I had was I was too young. Just now being 50, when some of this stuff was going on, I was between, 10 and 15 years old. And there was just no way. And some of it I just simply didn't know about. And one of the things, the first one that I'll talk about, I've got 5 on my list. And if we get to them, we get to them. And if we don't, whatever. But I kind of put them in some sort of order. But the first one that came to my mind when I thought of this topic was I wish that I had seen Ozzy on one of the first 2 solo albums, either Blizzard of Oz or Diary of a Madman. I wish I'd seen either one of those, because I would like to have seen a young, rejuvenated Ozzy out of Sabbath for, a year or 2. Either one of those tours. I'd prefer Diary, I think, because I was just that iconic stage set with the steps. Simple, but super cool. Randy Rhoads at the height of his powers.
Oh, yeah.
Rudy Sarzo on bass. I believe Tommy Aldridge was playing drums. That's just, there's just not
powerhouse.
There's just not a weak link in that lineup. And I think I would choose the Diary of a Madman tour because it would encapsulate those first 2 albums real nicely with that band. And I think that would have just been a sight to behold. But again, I was 11 or 12, and there's no way my very kind, loving, sweet, conservative dad was going to take me to see Ozzy when I was 11.
Well, I won't even tell you that I saw that tour, because I did, and that'll just make you sad. But I am older, and to your point, sometimes, what is that shirt that I see occasionally? I am old, but I got to see all the cool bands, whatever.
That's right.
But yeah, that was one for the ages, because nobody really knew what Ozzy was going to do after Sabbath. They thought he was. In fact, I've seen documentaries and read stories where people just thought, well, he's done. No more Sabbath, no more whatever. And Ozzy just shot straight to the top with a vengeance. So I don't know. Yeah, that was an epic.
That would be awesome. I just think the whole thing would have been super, super cool. My next one, well, you go.
Well, I'm a little more generic than that, honestly. I wish I'd seen Motorhead more. I had this weird feeling about this last tour, and I
agree, Robin.
The last tour that he was on, that Lemmy was on, and I just thought, I had these opportunities to travel. Oklahoma City was close, Austin was close, and I just didn't do it. And because I thought, well, he's coming to Dallas, so we'll just wait and wait and wait, and it never happened, And I've seen Motorhead a ton. I heard those knuckleheads on our local sports station talk about Motorhead being one of their overrated bands, and whatever. Motorhead's an acquired taste, and as I discussed with the governor, Rick Perry, we were talking about Overdose, remember? And he said that sounds like a kick-ass version of Motorhead, like a compilation of all their greatest songs
right.
in one record. But Motorhead live is second to none. They're loud, they're powerful, they're just freaking awesome. And I have regrets about not traveling a little more to see all have that opportunity to see. So
yeah,
whatever. What can you say?
I agree wholeheartedly on Motorhead. I was a very passive Motorhead fan when I saw them. Isaiah says he missed the Deep Purple Alice Cooper tour a few years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Last Kiss tour. Yeah. I'm going to talk about. Oh, yeah. He brings up a good point that I'm going to make in a minute here. I agree with you, Isaiah. What were we talking about? Motorhead. Oh, I saw them twice, I think. I saw them on the Operation Rock and Roll tour with Priest and Alice Cooper and Dangerous Toys and Motorhead and Metal Church. And they were good. They were cool. They had an abbreviated set, but I remember enjoying them. And then I saw them in Dallas, I want to say with Heaven and Hell, maybe? I don't remember. But anyway, I saw them twice. One time I was down front really close, and the power is just amazing. And Mickey D on the drums on their modern, more modern stuff, just powerhouse. Yep. So I think any incarnation of Motorhead would have been powerful and amazing to see live. I'm glad I saw him at all. So I'm really thankful to have seen him a couple times, once in the 90s and once in the 2000s.
Well, that last incarnation, that last power trio that they were together 20 plus years. So it was like they were the you can go through that. Here we go. I can see the Kiss thing brewing with original members or whatever. But Motorhead was they're not an original band, but man, you can't argue with that. I mean, Lemmy was Motorhead, just like you could probably say Gene and Paul are Kiss, but
of course
that's not the purpose of our discussion today. But anyway,
well,
like I said,
the next one on my list is a very legendary tour from a very brief period of the band. Spicoli says he agrees on Motorhead. Wish he'd seen them more. Metal Masters tour with Heaven and Hell, Testament and Priest. That's right. Yep.
That's right.
Yep. I did see that. Yes.
That
was it.
And a confirmation from our fact checker, Spicoli.
I got to meet Judas Priest on that tour. That was pretty cool. But the most legendary tour that I wish I had seen, and rumors swirled that Spinal Tap, the band, was influenced with the Stonehenge thing. I don't know which came first. I don't remember. I've heard, I don't know if it was the chicken or the egg. The movie came out first or the tour happened first, but I wish I had seen Black Sabbath on the Born Again tour with the freaking Stonehenge and Ian Gillan on vocals. And he says that he barely remembers that tour.
I believe that. I believe that.
I do believe that too. But I would love to have seen that. I was only 13 when it happened. And Born Again is one of my very favorite Sabbath records because I think it's an amazing record, but also Ian Gillan sings on it. And finding footage from that tour or soundboard recordings or anything from that tour, they are hard to find. But I found a 2 DVD bootleg set that's got one almost full show, grainy from the back of the arena, but I've got a little bit of footage from that show, and I'm so pleased to have it, and because that's as close as I'm ever going to get. But that would have been a legendary tour to see.
Speaking of an incarnation of a great band, I played a song for a friend of mine, and she kept asking, "Who is this? Who is this?" And I said, "It's Black Sabbath, but it's from an album you don't know anything about." And it was a Tony Martin era from Forbidden called "Kiss of Death." And I wish that I hadn't waved Black Sabbath off when Tony Martin was in the band, because I think I missed an opportunity there, because that dude's pretty great. As I come back and circle back around and listen to those albums, gee whiz, I was so bummed about the Ray Gillan thing, and so I thought, well, if he's not on there, then I'm just, this Martin guy can't hang. But she was careful to point out that he's like a hybrid between Dio almost and Ray Gillan, and if you think about it, it sounds that way. And I regret not giving those incarnations of, because Iommi always surrounded himself with great musicians.
Yeah.
And Tony Martin.
There's a video there's a video on YouTube you need to check out. It's of it might be the Forbidden Tour, and I think they're playing. It's somewhere in the Middle East. It's like in Egypt or I can't remember, but there is a really good Pro Shot Tony Martin era Sabbath video on YouTube. Definitely worth checking out. Small theater, but really cool. You need to check that out.
Right on.
And Tony Martin is no slouch on vocals.
No, not at all. And I just, we wave things off just based on the surface value, and we need to dig deeper, especially in music. And in fact, that sort of segues into my next one on my list, if you'll indulge me,
please.
I back in I don't know, I guess it was mid-90s sometime, I went to see, I actually wanted to see, this was on the West Coast, I went to go see Fu Manchu and High on Fire, but I really wanted to see Fu Manchu, and the headliner was Clutch, and I rather than watching Clutch, I went outside and I climbed up on a fence and then onto a dumpster, and I snagged a poster of the show because I thought it was so cool, and it was up so high that nobody saw it or nobody grabbed it. And that was my claim to fame. And by the time I got down and got the poster rolled up and stuck it in my car, I came back and Clutch was pretty much done. And I thought all this blather about them, and I just I had a chance to witness it rather than try and listen to it. And I never came around on it until now. And now I regret that. That's what I really regret. I should have stayed, but then I wouldn't have had the poster. But oh well.
Yeah. I have not seen Clutch yet, but I've heard they're excellent live. I love Neil as a frontman. I think he's just he's the common man's frontman of a band. He just gets up there and gets it in his tennis shoes, and man, he rules. I just love that guy. He's got a killer voice. So I need to see Clutch. The next one on my list, and I'm going to come around. Well, first of all, Isaiah pointed out a minute ago that he did the meet and greet and met Heaven and Hell and got to meet the great Ronnie James Dio. I did not choose poorly. I wanted to meet Priest, but in hindsight, Dio passed not super long after that, and I wish that I had chosen differently, because I'd like to have met Dio and Tony Iommi and all those guys, because that was a version of Black Sabbath, period. And I have regret about not getting a picture with Dio, but I did meet Priest, and it was cool, and it was fun. So I missed what Robin said. Oh,
man, that's a regret too. I missed Faith Bomb too, man. I heard those guys rule.
Oh, Janice says Van Halen was Sammy and Blue Murder. Yeah, I never Blue Murder was not on my radar until it was
pretty dang good band, man.
They were not, yeah. Cross Purposes Live is great. That might be the one.
Okay.
Carl. He may be referencing the one that I'm talking about that's on YouTube.
Okay, I'll check it. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. Greg is right. Whatever he says is right. But the next,
he is our fact checker.
The next one that I would like to have seen, out of the sheer danger factor, was when Twisted Sister were at the height of their powers on the Stay Hungry tour. I remember watching the MTV concert, and they're busting, the kids are busting down the barricade, and the cops are there, and they're going to have to shut the show down if everybody doesn't move back. And the energy that Dee Snider alone, now the rest of the band is getting it. I'm not trying to fault anybody else, but the energy that Dee Snider throws off of that stage is second to none. And as I got to be a bigger fan, I went backwards in their catalog, because Stay Hungry was really I knew about them on You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, but really my indoctrination was with Stay Hungry. So I investigated the old stuff, and as I got older, I started watching older stuff and thinking, oh my gosh, I missed this. And then when the documentary came out, it was like, you've got to be kidding me. I've missed one of the most energetic bands in the world. And they got as close as 4 or 5 hours away in Texas a few years ago, and I simply couldn't make it to whatever rock fest they were playing. And so I guess I'm never going to get to see Twisted Sister, but I'm hoping to see Dee Snider.
Well, and he brings it still at his age, and I say at his age. I mean, he's little older than I am, but they still bring the energy. And I'm telling you, that new For the Love of Metal DVD that just came out, that just dropped, the Belmore brothers are in full effect with production and music and writing and so forth, and they're coming out with a new record. But man, he still has that same energy. And when they play those Twisted Sister songs, they are very reminiscent of the past. So go see him if you have a chance to see Dee Snider and you're a Twisted Sister fan. You will not be
Rocklark, and I don't know what that means.
Maybe the Rock Lobster.
Yes, Dee Snider. That album is just ridiculous. Isaiah, I'm about to come back to my point that you made earlier, Isaiah, but I did see Pantera. Isaiah says Pantera would have been cool to see.
Oh,
I did see them a bunch of times. I saw them before they were signed, and I saw them mostly I saw them between Power Metal. I saw them a couple of times on that tour, if you want to call it that. And
Denison, Texas.
Yeah, I saw them 2 or 3 times on Cowboys from Hell, and I saw them 2 or 3 times on Vulgar Display of Power. And I don't think I saw them again after that. I don't think I did, but they were punishing live. Well, the craziest pit I've ever been in was in a Pantera pit, Vulgar Display of Power tour at the Arcadia Theater in Dallas. Oh my gosh, it just looked like soup boiling down there in the pit. I've never seen anything like it. But anyways, Twisted Sister Pantera, that would be awesome. Oh, Richie saw him at Rocklahoma in 2007. Yeah, I should have been there. Goathead saw the Oak Ridge Boys.
I bet they were punishing.
I bet they were
your ears.
That's right.
Anyway,
bring it. What else you got?
Well, once again, I'll harken back to the obscure and the underground. There's every now and then you get to see, like I got to see Undergang from Denmark, of all places, with Oath of Cruelty, Blaspherian, and Trepid Nation, and another band from Washington, and it was so crushing. And there's a band from Norway. It's a 2-piece. They're fully speed metal, black and thrash, called Death Hammer. And I heard through the grapevine, just like the Mass Grave thing, someone called me up and said, "Hey, Mass Grave is playing a taco stand here in Deep Ellum. Come on down." And it was Death Hammer. It was on a Sunday night. It was cold and icy, and I just thought, and I should have gone. Fortunately, that's a band that you would never expect to see ever again. Death Hammer from Norway. Come on. And they actually came back, and so I had a chance to check them out. But man, all I heard were good things, and I always regret kind of talking myself out of it, especially if I really like the band, and Death Hammer is second to none as far as speed thrash goes. So Anyway.
I'm going old school again, and I'm going to completely piggyback on Isaiah Montoya's comment from earlier. One of the very top concert tours that I wish I had seen, been old enough, I was only 7 when it happened, was Kiss on the Love Gun tour. Again, height of their powers, badass stage set. They're superheroes by this point. That's the tour they recorded for Alive 2. So, I mean, you can't. What Kiss tour are you going to see that's going to be better than that?
Kiss Alive 1.
Okay, well, yeah, perhaps.
The originals.
But this is the height of their powers. I mean, height of the merchandising and the Kiss mania. Because on Alive, it took Alive for them to get popular after those first, 3 albums?
Yeah.
So by Alive 2, it was like, oh, wait. I heard the door chime.
The door chime?
To be. Hang
I
on.
don't know.
Somebody could be breaking in.
Oh, that could be, but I don't see you pulling out a pistol or.
Well,
Any-
I could be getting mugged live on the air here. I'm not sure yet.
Well, this ought to be interesting.
They're coming up the stairs. What? I don't know what's going on. I hear
What?
there are
what-
noises.
What on earth are
Oh
you?
my goodness!
What? Oh no!
Man.
¿Qué cabrones de México? ¿Qué pasó, señor?
Now you know who it is.
That's
Es
right.
Larry Diabolico.
Who
the
is that
Hellstar.
masked man?
Oh man, check it out.
So we're at the portion of. How are you, brother? Good to see you, man. We're at the portion of the show talking about tours that we wish we had seen, and I'm going to get you to chime in on one that we talked about at dinner the other night.
Did I wish I'd seen, or did you wish?
I wish I'd seen it, but you were there, so we can
I'm
maybe
pretty old. So.
maybe you can. You're not as old as that guy. No, nobody's as old as that.
No.
61.
No.
Oh yeah, you're older than me.
So
Yes, sir, I am.
I was telling him that I wish I'd seen one of the first two Ozzy tours solo, Sabbath, Born Again, Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry tour, and we just talked about Kiss on the Love Gun tour. Did you see any of those?
I saw the second Ozzy on Blizzard of Oz. The Sabbath that I'm glad I got to see was Heaven and Hell.
Yeah.
That tour. And Kiss, I saw on Destroyer. I didn't get to see him on Love Gun.
That's awesome.
What was the other one?
I haven't talked about the last one
Oh,
yet.
okay. And what was it? Twisted Sister?
On the Stay Hungry tour, because they were at the height of their powers. So, by the way, for those of you who don't know
walked in.
who this is
He
the
is a
great
bandito.
Larry Berrigan of Hellstar and Santa Oscuridad. I'm sure that I butchered that completely.
No, you said it right.
And Fates Warning 89. What?
Ooh, Ray Alder. No exit.
Yeah, we played with them.
Yes, you did.
Oh, I thought he was saying you were in Fates Warning in 89.
No.
Andrew, I'm not that smart, dude. You got to give me some time, you know.
Well, I think he was saying he missed that show.
Missed that tour.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Stomach Punch for Rob. Thank you so much. Richie, who, Richie that made the Duality crosses.
Right.
For you guys. Yeah. So we were joined by the great Larry Berrigan. So chime in on the end of our little show here before or the end of the topic, and then we're going to talk about some things that we want to talk about with you. My last one, Carcass, tours that I wish I'd seen. And I feel like I kind of made up for it because I've seen them so many times since then. I wish I'd seen Maiden on the World Slavery Tour because, again, height of their powers, huge tour. But they've continued to do stuff on that scale since then. And so I feel like I've kind of made up for that. But, man, that tour would have been amazing. Did you see that?
Yeah.
See,
Well,
everybody's cooler than me.
I'm going to fanboy Larry a little bit because, I've seen Hellstar a million times. I worked their stage for their anniversary show. It was a real honor. And those guys, one thing I noticed, in fact, James had done some work for me when I was in business for myself in Houston. We've got a long-standing relationship, but those guys bring it, whether there's 10 people or 10,000. And probably one of my regrets is, and I've seen them with 10 people, but I would have loved to have seen them on a European tour with 20 or 30,000 metal maniacs, just fist pumping and head banging, and I mean, having it look like West Texas oil derricks on the front row and the hair flying and everything, because their music truly does. It is truly heavy metal. And after 35 plus years, in Hellstar, I mean, I would have loved to. I guess that's that's one of the ones I would have loved to see. And I mean, you guys are still going, so maybe there is an opportunity to get over to Europe at some point in time. Who knows?
Next year.
Okay, well,
festivals.
It sounds like a road trip to me because I would love to be there, man. Seriously.
All right, Car Crash, let's get this going.
Right on.
So you told a story the other night that I hope you'll want to tell again about missing a show.
Oh,
you want to tell that story?
My biggest regret is missing the Black Sabbath Mob Rules tour. I had my ticket. Yes. I had my ticket and I was like, I'm going. I mean, I bought my ticket. And it just so happened that it fell on the night of my high school commencements, which I had no intention of going to. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to go see Ronnie James Dio and Black Sabbath. So I had my ticket. I said nothing. My grandparents raised me, so they knew nothing about commencements until my neighbor next door came and told my grandmother, like, hey, so Larry's not graduating or something? And my grandma was like, God, as far as I know, his grades are good. And so she says, well, the commencements are this weekend coming up. And so they're going to walk and get their, we didn't even get, it wasn't even a diploma. It was like good luck on your finals kind of rolled up. It was just like the ceremony of it. And so she tells my grandmother's like, what? I didn't know that. So she talks to my grandfather. My grandfather's like, oh, come on, we got to get to the bottom of this. So they go, hey, we heard something about a graduation this Saturday. And I said, oh, yeah, I'm not going. I'm going. I've got tickets to a concert and stuff. And my grandfather's like, no, you're going to commencements, And I was like, no, I'm not. I've got tickets. I said, they're not even going to give me a diploma. It's just a good luck on your finals piece of paper. It's just a ceremony. It's not like the actual, like I'm graduating. And they were like, no, you're the first one of all the kids that's going to graduate. And you're going to go. And I was like, man, I already bought this ticket. And he's like, pulled out money and was like, here, I'll quadruple whatever you paid for that ticket. And he gave me all this cash. And I was like, man, I hated it. And I remember being really bummed out that week. Like, man, I'm not going to get to go Sabbath these fucking commencements. And my friends were like, dude, you only graduate once. And I was like, yeah, but Sabbath.
Black Sabbath Mob Rules.
Black Sabbath. And sure enough, man, I go to commencements, Black Sabbath plays, and, all my other friends that were cool, they all went to the show, and they're like, it was badass. And the next year, Ronnie leaves the band. And I'm like, oh, damn it. And that's the one show that I'm just like, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
My blood pressure is high right now. Just why did you bring that up again?
Yeah, no, right?
Easy, Larry, easy.
But you did get to see one of the all-time metal tours come through the States with Priest and Maiden opening, right?
Yeah, with Paul Di'Anno.
Oh wow,
too young. I was but a wee lad. Oh, that would have been odd. What year was that? 79, 80? It would have been 80, 81, I guess.
81, I think.
That would have been a good one.
It must have been 81 because I remember that year I just wore the Killer shirt like every day.
Oh, Lance says, Hell Comes to Your House, my introduction to Hellstar. Regret not seeing those dudes. Your chance has not passed you, sir.
No, it's not.
We'll see.
I have a feeling.
Yes, we will.
Hey, are they coming to Dallas in November? Is that still a thing?
I mean,
we'll see, right?
Everything's all up to COVID, man.
Right.
I mean, this single that we put out today, it should have been out like in April.
Speaking of which, oh no! And thank you for letting me do the artwork on that, man. I had a great time on it, and man, I have these moments of genius, and thank you for allowing me to do that.
Oh yeah, man, it's badass. We always, I mean, as soon as we showed the cover, everybody's like hitting me up, like, "There's gonna be T-shirts for this one, right?" Like, of course.
We got
to make money somehow.
It's a very happy metal coincidence today that this gentleman is in town and on the show on the day that they released the video for their new single. Why don't you tell us all about that?
Black Wings of Solitude came out, dropped today. The single came out as well. because I didn't know that part. I thought it was going to be like the video, and then they were going to release a single later, but they simultaneous release. So we're pretty happy. We got a lot of good response for the song and the video. And
what's on the B side of the 7-inch?
what is on the B side? After All.
Oh,
Speaking of Sabbath.
there you go.
Speaking of cover songs,
From Dehumanizer.
nice.
Not a bad record either.
No.
Great album, you know. I mean, a lot of people really don't talk about that one too much. That's a really cool album.
A heavy record, sure is.
Yeah, I need to pay more attention to that one. Well, for sure. I've got it, but I don't pay it enough attention. We'll do that today on our ride. We will listen to Dehumanizer. So tell us the status. I know so many things are up in the air, but what's going on in the studio with the new record? What kind of things do you have done toward a new album whenever it comes out?
I mean, we're recording. We're still recording and writing, and it's our intention was to go into a room and just start throwing ideas around and try to build it that way. But then the whole COVID thing started, and so I start writing, and then I finish a song, and then Andrew's writing, and then he said has songs finished. So again, there's this. I don't want to say a disconnect, but it's not like we're actually sitting down in the room and hashing out parts and getting all the songs done. That is unfortunate. That's really the most fortunate part for me, is to not be able to do that for this album. That was really the plan. But I mean, James and I still get together, and he has melodies, I have melodies, and we'll kind of go back and forth with lyrics. Black Wings of Solitude, we actually wrote together. I wrote like a piece of it, send it to him, and then he came back and like on the phone, kind of singing it to me. I was like, that sounds great. He came over, and then we just started, he said, I have a couple lines, and always it's kind of a back and forth with James and myself, like, hey, I don't think that line works. What if we change it to this? Or I like that word. And then we kind of build on stuff. So that's very organic for us,
It's a great song. Prep for the show today.
Yeah, I remember when James sent that to me. It was a rough, a scratch track basically. Or you sent that to me.
Yeah.
And I just thought, wow, I don't need any more inspiration than this. This is, I know exactly how this thing is laying out, and bada bing, bada boom. There we were. So yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I've heard another song too, but that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, there's a couple other songs floating around. Because the plan is going to be we're going to release a single, and then a few months down the line, we're going to do like a little EP with 2 more originals and 2 more covers, and then next year the full length. This was all supposed to happen this year, but everything keeps getting pushed back. And I mean, really, like with even the Santa Oscuridad, to me, that's a dead album. It's a dead EP because it came out, and we had shows lined up, all canceled. We had listening party lined up, canceled. Everything canceled. So you have like this momentum that you're depending on, kind of, and then when it just all falls flat, for me, I'm already thinking like, well, we just need to record the next one and just chalk it up. Because I mean, anybody who's going to release something like right now, as far as like a full album, you're wasting it. You're not going to get to tour. You're not going to get to play.
Well, whatever you release is going to wind up right over there, and I will be able to reach over and grab it and play it anytime I want. So I can't wait.
His wall of metal.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
At the old house, I don't know if you're still there.
Oh, it's the old house times 10.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This place is a metal museum like you've never seen. It's crazy.
Come on by.
Yeah.
I'm here all night.
It's awesome.
Well, I'm here till Friday, so
yeah.
Well, hey, come on over.
You didn't tell me you live near a Harley Davidson. I would have been here sooner, but I had to
Oh,
You know, I went into the Harley Davidson shop.
Right on. I was going to say, let's ride up there. I'll be the most out of place person. Well, somebody told me last week, man, you look like a Harley rider. You ride Harley? Dude, I couldn't stand up a mini bike. Are you kidding me? I couldn't ride my kid's Razor scooter without hurting myself. But anyway, what else you got, Carcass?
Man, that's it. You know what? This is a pleasant surprise. I always love positive things in a negative situation. This whole COVID thing has just ruined a lot of lives and a lot of musical opportunities. And you know how we love music. And man, I'm so proud of you guys for at least putting out a single, at least something new, and giving us hope for something more down the road. But yeah, I've been sitting on that thing for a long, long time, and man, it still holds up. It's still a great song. And like I said, we've been talking about what we regret not going to or listening to, but this certainly is no regret on my part because, man, the music is just awesome.
It is really good.
Well,
so the Goat chimed in, a mutual friend of ours, Goat Head Lance, wants to know where they can get the single. The 7-inch is available online and all over the place, right?
Yeah, I think it's just online right now.
And then the 7-inch they can buy. Okay, but you can get it at all the digital outlets, and then the video's up on YouTube, I guess?
It's on YouTube. We're probably going to grab the actual video and put that actually on Facebook. I don't know. For some reason, if you link to a YouTube video in Facebook, you don't get as many hits as you would if you would have just posted the video straight to Facebook. I've learned that with SO, really.
Okay.
That was like, we noticed, like every time we would post a video that was a link, you know, it was like, 100 people. And then we would post the video straight to the Facebook page and it was, 2,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, well, that's the way to go. So we'll probably be doing that here pretty soon. Yeah.
And for those without Facebook, I'll just go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on there. And the name of the song again?
Black Wings of Solitude.
Black Wings of Solitude. Brand new Hellstar. Check it out on YouTube. Buy the single at all the digital outlets. There's also a 7-inch floating around out there that you can pick up. Hey, Carcass, I'm good. Are you good?
Did any of those 7 inches float to McKinney?
I haven't gotten them.
Oh, you haven't even got them yet?
As soon as
have it.
as soon as it comes in, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
I always hook up my friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one.
And I'm willing to pay for. We'll work for metal.
Yeah, our money is good here. We'll make it rain. Anyway, all right, brother. You got anything?
Got nothing.
I'm good.
Good to see you, Larry. Come on by. The Casa de Carcass.
Sign off every time. Don't forget to go to themetalroundtable.com. Find us on YouTube. Hit us up in the comments. We will always come through and respond. It may take us a couple of days, but we will respond to your comments. We love you so much. That really is Larry Berrigan under that mask, I swear.
Ah!
Yes. And until next time, you know what to do, right?
No.
Metal will prevail. Here we go. Metal
will
prevail.
prevail.
And the monkey butt plays the outro.